Now, sexual violence is considered one of the most heinous crimes, yet it is the least reported around the world, and it has been used to subdue women and children as a gruesome weapon in conflict. But recently, the world has started to talk more openly about sexual violence, and innovations such as the anti-rape gadgets are being invented every now and then, like 3 engineer students who have now come up with a bra that sends high voltage coursing through the body of an attacker. But how useful are these innovations? Well, KTN's Catherine Mwanto explores the interesting anti-rape bra and its relevance to Kenya.
Such scenes are said to be common in India, perpetrated by those who believe in moral policing. Scenes that led 3 engineering students to create underwear that can protect women. It may look like an ordinary lingerie, however built in is a circuit that carries about 3,800 kilovolts of electricity. If an attacker tried to rip off the bra, 3,800 kilovolts of electricity is sent coursing through their body, the same voltage in a stunt gun or taser.
People are coming up with the question, what happens if the girl herself gets electrocuted? So I want to tell that it is not possible, because we are here with the insulating layer, which will be in contact with the body, that will be insulating, so she will never get shock.
At the same time, it has a tracking device that sends an alert to the woman's parents and the police. The innovators Niladri Basu, Manisha Mohan and Rimpi Tripathi chose to put the circuit in a bra and not underwear after they discovered an attacker will go for a woman's bosom first. Studies show that a woman is raped every 20 minutes in India, with most cases left unreported. Another state known for increased rate of sexual violence is South Africa, where researchers came up with an anti-rape sheath that would attach itself to the rapist and could only be removed surgically.
Innovations are good, but we also need to, mostly the measures that are there are response to a situation that has already happened. We need to work more on prevention. We need to get down to the level where we find out, do we ever talk to perpetrators? This is a question that has come up. Okay, perpetrators, they're taken to jail, they serve their term, but do we as a society, or as the people responding to the survivors, to try and help where we can, do we ask ourselves why a father or an uncle or a neighbor or a grown adult would defile a child?
Just as the anti-rape sheath had little success in South Africa, the sheath along with the high-voltage bra would equally fail in Kenya, given that majority of sexual violence is directed at minors.
In our shelter right now, we have 26 clients. 2 are adults, the rest are children. Yes, and then something more alarming is always we've not had a bigger room for boys, but now we are even overwhelmed. Boys are being sodomized and abused, physical abuse or child neglect or any other form of abuse, it's in the rise. So yes, children are more vulnerable than an adult. A child, how will a child fight back? A child doesn't know how to say no. As an adult, you can say no and psychologically come up with words to prevent the perpetrator, or you may learn how to fight back. But as a child, that child is at a far much more riskier situation than an adult.
Another large group of victims are married men and women, and just like the minors, they would rarely speak up about their ordeals and suffer in silence.
First of all, your family, if they're not supportive, or the people around you, if they're not supportive, then to them it's something dirty that should never even, a neighbor should never even know or find out that such a thing happened to that child or that woman in that family or that house. So it's sort of a shame, and the few who come up, the few cases that are reported, it takes a lot of courage.
On the 16th of December, the rape and brutal murder of a 23-year-old female student in New Delhi, India caused an outrage throughout the world. And also recently, the admittance by some government soldiers within the Democratic Republic of Congo for raping as little as a 6-month-old baby has also caused an outrage and opened the world to sexual violence. Recently, the G8 foreign ministers have committed $35.5 million into curbing sexual violence, especially in conflicts. But the fact still remains that sexual violence is one of the most heinous crimes, and yet it gets the least convictions. Catherine Omwando, KTN in Nairobi.